Hi, in this video, I'll show you camera tips and tricks to get the best shots on your Samsung Galaxy A17. To get the best shots on your Samsung, let's open the camera app and I'll show you a few tricks. So the first one is actually for better resolution, but I would be careful that don't abuse it, and I think it should be only used in a case where you actually need that better resolution. For example, when you take a photo and later on, after taking the photo, you're planning on zooming in on it to see all the details. Sometimes you may want it, like for example, if you're taking a picture of like some building or a statue that you want to capture all the details, click on 12M here in the top and it'll switch to 50M, which is 50 megapixels, and it's gonna take the highest quality photo. So it's really good, but it takes more storage on your phone, so I'll switch back to 12 megapixels. Also, in 12 megapixel mode, there is more settings available because 50 megapixel is just like taking the photo and leaving. And with 12 megapixels, you have like filters, for example, here, and that's another thing that I want to show you. It's filters. We can switch different filters. I'll take maybe this. No, let's take this plant. And let's start taking a photo. Now I will have the original, but I also have breeze, as well as pulse, crystal, which I think I really like, shiver, which I like even more, chill, glow, and other like monochrome. You can also download more by clicking here, or I think that you can also create your own. Let's see if we can create my own. It's not always available, but let's see that. Well, it's loading something. In Galaxy Store, maybe we can actually download some filters. Yeah, we can. Why not? But I'm not gonna get to that. I'm just gonna, use this shiver filter because I really like it. Now you can also still customize it, like change the strength of the filter, change color temperature to make it warmer or cooler. I think I'm gonna make it warmer. I'm gonna change the contrast as well, and you can change the saturation. I think I'm gonna leave it on the saturation. And let's take the photo. Now I'll disable the filter and take the same photo so we can later compare it. Okay, now I think it's taken, so let's go to the photos and see how they performed. So I think this is the original photo, and this is the filtered one. So there's quite a big difference in the color here. And I think I like the one with the filter. Now let's see, wait, more than that. Let's go back. And now we can enable different modes by going to more. If you go to more, you can enable Pro mode. I'm not gonna explain the Pro mode because it's a really complicated thing. And if you want to learn more about the Pro mode, there is a video on our channel called Samsung Galaxy A17 Pro Mode Explained. Take professional photos. If you search for that on our channel, you'll find a really good explanation. I think I did a really good job on explaining how to use the Pro mode, so feel free to watch it. But there's also Panorama. If you want to take a photo of something wide, like a view, like let's say you're in the mountains and want to take the photo of all the mountains around you, you can take Panorama. Just enable it, then position your phone however you want. And now if you want to take the Panorama, click on the record button and start moving your phone either left or right. Make sure to keep your phone still, only move it around but don't move it up or down. And when you're done, you can do a full 360 even. Then you'll see the Panorama. I know it doesn't look too good right now here, and it's because it's like from a very close perspective, so it's distorted, but from a further perspective, it's gonna be way better. Now, let's see other modes, because there's way more other modes. If you go to more, you can find food. It's gonna make your food pop a bit more. If you take photos of food, I know there's lots of people that like it. I don't blame it. I like it. I like it too. There's also a night mode, and it's a really good mode for night photos, because at night the camera settings should be a little different than typically, and the night mode is gonna make those photos way better. So I'd highly recommend that. Then there is the macro mode, and now I'm gonna explain what it does. Macro mode is really great for capturing things from very close, like if you're capturing some plants from very close, or some animals, or I don't know, birds, flies, butterflies, whatever. Then if you want to capture it from like 1 or 2 inches, then macro mode is it. I'll show you that on an example of this plant. Now from this far, you can see the focus isn't too good here. If I go closer, the focus is really great. I'll take that photo, and then I'll exit the macro mode, and you can see now it's blurred out, because every camera has its focus range, and since the main camera doesn't have this focus range really high, because it's better at focusing on something that's further away than 2 inches, then there is another lens on your phone, which is macro, and it's adjusted to that short distance, and it's way better at that. Now let's go to more, and you can actually edit these by clicking on edit to add like your favorite mode, for example, to the bar at the bottom, so it's easier to switch to that. Now there's also a portrait mode, so if you want to take a photo of a person, it's way better that way, because it's gonna blur out the background and make the person of the photo pop. You can also click here to change the effect strength. So yeah, this is how it works. Now let's go to actually some settings for our camera. So before we get to that, the last thing is I'll switch to the front lens, and maybe I'll clean it a little bit, because I can see it has some problems. Yeah. And phones tend to overexpose photos, and it's very normal for phones to overexpose photos. This is just what every phone does in the market right now. If you want to make the photo have a bit more detail, click on like anything on the most important part of the photo, and then slide this little sun slider just a little bit down. Just a little bit, not too much, not all the way down. You can technically, but it just depends on however you like it. And you can see this is the middle. This is the middle, and it doesn't look that good when I compare it with setting it, for example, here. Of course, it all depends on the lighting conditions. Sometimes it should be set to lower, sometimes higher. Now I'll set it back to the default option, and this is the default option. You can see the photo is okay, but it's overexposed in many places. Now, it was just ever so slightly changed, but I think it's already visible that it's way better. If I changed it even more by turning it down even more, because here I have like very strong lighting conditions. I have a lamp right here, so it's normal for it to be like that. But when I now take a photo with it being all the way down, I think that it just looks way better, way prettier. So you should adjust the exposure. Now let's see the settings here. By clicking on 4 dots, go to settings, and now you can actually find high efficiency pictures. Now it's not gonna improve the photo by itself, but it's gonna use less space on your storage, so it's more efficient that way. I'd highly recommend that. Now you can also enable save selfies as previewed if you like it that way. I'm gonna show you an example with it disabled. When I put the hand on the right side, then you can see it takes it and then it flips it to the other side. right? It just flips it, so it's actually real. You can see there's Sony here, and it's Sony. Now, if I enable the other mode, which I personally prefer, even though it flips the text, I just like have it as previewed. You know, I know what to expect. Because now I have the hand on the same exact place where it was, and I know the text is inverted, but I prefer it that way. I think I'm just more used to, for example, my face looking like in the mirror, so I don't get shocked when I take that selfie, you know, and it flips. Now let's go to the settings again, and high efficiency videos is also a setting about like high efficiency photos, but for your videos. Then auto HDR, and I highly recommend that because it makes your pictures pop, as it says right here, and it's really true. HDR works in a way that it takes several photos at the same time in different levels of brightness, and then combines them together, so the dark and bright areas have more details than they typically would, because bright would be overexposed, dark would be underexposed. Now here it's gonna be all great. And composition guide, I'm gonna show you that later. This is really good for capturing the viewport more straight, you know, everything being on level and everything fitting within grid really makes the photo look way better. Now the last thing is here at the top. It's not available in the front camera, but if I go to the back camera, then I can enable it. It's Scene Optimizer, and it automatically optimizes the color and contrast of the pictures, and it's really great. It's an intelligent feature, and I think it works really great and makes the photo look way better. Now the grid, you can see displays right here, so now I know where to fit my photo so it looks the best. If I want something to be in the center of the photo, then I know I should place it somewhere around here. If I want something to be on the side, I know where the side is. And I know it sounds weird, but trust me, like trying to fit some elements, as long as you want it, within like the guide, it's gonna make it way better, way straighter, and more professional, because professional photos are often pretty straight, and you know, the perspective is pretty straight very often. Also there's the level guide, so I can like know where is the level. If I switch it to that side, I can also see the level. So yeah, and these are all my camera tricks and tips and stuff like that to get the best shots. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.